G'day guys, and welcome to Cooking for the Newly Married Man with Jared de la Cruz. If you're just like me, you got married a few weeks ago, you stepped into the kitchen for the very first time, and it was a traumatizing experience. You had no idea on what to do. Your wife probably thinks that all you can do is make 2-minute noodles, some frozen pizza, and possibly some toast. We're going to prove her wrong by telling her and showing her that we can make some delicious meals. Alright guys, let's get started. Remember, it's okay to show a bit of your feminine side, but please don't wear one of those flowery aprons. I guess stars aren't any better. Hey, at least it's the Australian flag, right? Alright guys, let's get to it. Let's get cooking. In this recipe of curried chicken, we'll be using 1 can of pineapple slices, 1 can of coconut milk, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, half a teaspoon of ginger, and 1 tablespoon of curry powder. We'll also be using 1.5 cups of rice. From the green patch, we'll be using 1 green bell pepper, 1 red bell pepper, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and 2 garlic cloves. Great guys, so are we ready? So those were our ingredients that we need to use, and most important of all, we have to use a pound of tender chicken breast. Alright, so what we're first going to do is we're going to start making the rice. Alright, so these are 1.5 cups of rice, and I've already put 2 cups of water inside the rice cooker. If you don't have a rice cooker, I would really recommend you get it because it's the simplest way of making rice. So while that's cooking, we'll prepare the other things. First of all, we're going to start cutting up our bell peppers. So we're going to cut these up into some thin pieces, and then we'll chop them up a bit more again. We just want some chunky green pepper pieces for this recipe. So we finished cutting the bell peppers, now we're going to start cutting the chicken into little pieces. So we start by cutting the chicken breast into tiny pieces, probably about 1 inch inside. Okay, great, so we finished cutting our bell peppers and our chicken. Now it's time to start mixing the curry mix. Alright, so we put in our cornstarch into a bowl, we'll drop in the curry and the ginger, and also our salt. Alright, so we'll drop them in and then we'll start mixing them in. So we'll start mixing in all the ingredients together. It's tasting absolutely awesome. Okay, so we'll get our chicken and start mixing in this. So mix it well, just like you're doing some dough. So we keep mixing the chicken in, and this is going to taste awesome. You absolutely won't regret making this dish. Okay, great. So now it's time to cook the chicken. So we're going to put it on around high, and we're going to spray some oil so the chicken doesn't stick. And we'll start cooking the chicken until it's no longer pink. So let's get started. Alright. Just throw in the chicken bits. We're going to start cooking until we don't see pink anymore. Just make sure it doesn't stick to the pan, don't put it too high. And then, once that's done, we're going to cook the bell peppers and we're going to get everything. Oh, I almost forgot. You have to put in the garlic. Okay, so once the chicken pieces are no longer pink, we're going to remove them from the pan, and then we're going to add the coconut milk and the rest of the ingredients. Now, so we've removed the chicken from the pan. So here it is. It's tasting absolutely great. And we're going to add in the bell peppers. Then we'll slowly add in the pineapples and the coconut milk. Alright, so here we go. We'll do this for about 1 to 2 minutes. We'll now add in the coconut milk. And add in the chopped up pineapple bits. And now is when we also add in our chopped up chicken that we had made. Alright. So we'll let that go. We'll let it bring it to a boil. Then we'll let it simmer for about 15 minutes. Great, so that's all done. Beautiful. Smells great too. Alright, and the rice is done. Put them together and you have an awesome dish. Alright guys, like I said, don't be afraid to start cooking in the kitchen. Just start experimenting. You might burn a few things, something can go wrong, but hey, it's worth it. Alright guys, till next time, and keep on cooking.